Top 10 Bigfoot movies that are cheesy but entertaining. Movies centering on creatures like Bigfoot or unnamed Yetis have been around since the 50s within Western cinema. They are largely creatures resembling apes that are often deemed to be the missing evolutionary link between apes and human beings. North American folklore sees claims of Bigfoot sightings in various parts of the United States. Similarly, over the years, filmmakers have incorporated them into several entertaining movies. This list has a few such films handpicked just for you. Enjoy!
Before we go into our list, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click from you, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. Let's begin.
Abominable 2006. Preston Rogers has been in a wheelchair due to a mountain climbing accident for quite some time now, while he is spending his time in a remote cottage in the woods with his nurse. One day, a group of women celebrating a bachelorette party arrives at the cabin beside his. While watching one of the women named Karen, he suddenly sees her being abducted by something that he can't explain. Shocked, he goes back inside and tells people, including his nurse and the police, about what he saw. However, nobody believes him. It is now up to him to make everyone understand the truth before the monster goes on a killing spree. In his movie Abominable, Ryan Schifrin hits the right spot, realizing what most filmmakers haven't, no matter how ferocious the monster is. To intrigue the audience, it must have personality. With this aspect in hand, he creates a movie with incredible thrills featuring a charismatic protagonist. Viewers have loved the special effects used to create the creature, which combines a man in a suit with genius animatronics. Although the creature does appear cheesy at first, this is not necessarily a bad thing, as thanks to creature effects artist Christian Tinsley, the film's tone is immediately set at the beginning. Furthermore, the audience is also presented with a fresh story without any cliches carried over from previous creature features or sci-fi movies, such as corrupt scientists or power-grabbing military authorities. Very few people will notice Schifrin's subtle nod to Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window through Matt McCoy's outstanding but physically limited performance.
Which one of you kids found this?
I guess maybe I figured it out.
The Sasquatch Gang 2006. Gavin Gore is a young sci-fi and fantasy enthusiast. One day, along with his friends and girlfriend Sophie, he stumbles upon a set of giant footprints in the woods. While the children's imagination run wild, who or what could have caused the footprints, it is revealed that two of Gavin's neighbours, Zirk and Schertz, actually planted them there. In order to pay off his high credit card bills, Zirk is planning to use this fake evidence to build publicity for the area. Tim Skousen's The Sasquatch Gang, much like the movie Napoleon Dynamite, which gave Skousen his first role as assistant director, is powered by a slapstick comedy tone and filled with bizarre characters considered misfits in society.
Stupid nerds just fell right into our trap, man. You're gonna go tell the cops and the newspaper.
Besides the schlocky demeanour that the audience can't take seriously, the movie features dialogue and scenarios that would make one think they are reading a comic book panel. The film is packed with memorable one-liners, various titles throughout designated different chapters, and of course, brilliant performances from the cast members. What makes this movie stand out is its unique comic tone, which, although it is one of slapstick, will have viewers rolling on the floor while watching. Moreover, the ridiculously far-fetched storyline makes for a treat not to be missed. Primal Rage 2018. Ashley and Max Carr are lost in the deep forest of the Pacific Northwest. They are being pursued by a terrifying creature who they think might be Bigfoot. They soon end up in a strange land where several Native American myths and legends come to life. As Ashley and Max try to survive here, they must be wary of the locals as well as a monster from whom they are running for their life. Primal Rage, directed by Patrick McGee, marks the directional debut for the man who was previously the special effects technician on films such as Spider-Man and Alien vs Predator. The number of advanced skills the creature is given in this film is highly intriguing, as it is able to use axes and knives to kill his victims, and has even mastered the art of archery. The movie's costumes, makeup and violence, which adds a considerable amount of blood and gore, were all created via traditional practical effects of the highest quality rather than CGI animation. Moreover, although viewers would expect a comedic undertone to this movie, it is a serious watch throughout, which makes it even more thrilling, worthy of viewing under a blanket in the dark. Most horror movies that explore the concept of Bigfoot wink at the audience to some extent in order to inform them of the cheesiness they are about to witness. McGee has instead made a serious and striking debut, which is one of the most thrilling horror movies in existence.
If mankind is to survive...
Strange Wilderness, 2008. After his father's death, Peter Gulk inherits a TV series called Strange Wilderness. Due to a significant drop in ratings, the show faces cancellation.
Telling you that 2 weeks from now, the show is canceled. I've given you notice.
Peter is given an ultimatum of 2 weeks by the studio to provide innovative ideas so that the show can remain on air. Meanwhile, Peter's father Bill comes to him, showing him photographs of a Bigfoot sighting in Ecuador, along with a map that leads to his cave. This leads to Peter to the decision to take a crew for a round trip to explore this alleged creature. On the way, they encounter several obstacles, causing them to dip into their already limited funds. Will Peter be able to make his father proud and continue his legacy?
Oh my God, I can hear him. He's in there.
Fred Wolf's Strange Wilderness features a cast handpicked for their talent, for comedic timing, and for their friendly demeanour that audiences love, with an incredible ensemble cast including Steve Zahn, Alan Covert and Jonah Hill. Writers Peter Gulk and Fred Wolf, who previously wrote for Saturday Night Live, went all out to make it one of the most entertaining films ever to have focused on Bigfoot. Although, interestingly enough, a lot of the dialogue was actually improvised by the geniuses of comedy acting in the movie, which says more about their talent than the script. Despite a limited budget for the film, Wolf directed with a unique touch, with everyone contributing their own artistic performance. Viewers shouldn't expect Oscar-worthy quality here. The film is more of a guilty pleasure. Having said that, the fact that audiences return again and again to watch the film certainly makes it one worth remembering. Willow Creek, 2013. Jim and his girlfriend Kelly visit the infamous Willow Creek forest, searching for the original Bigfoot who allegedly lives there. Legend has it that he is a large creature resembling an ape who wanders around North America's forests. The couple goes on a journey in an attempt to uncover over half a decade of folklore. They are curious as to whether the legends are true or merely myths. After hours of venturing into the dark, silent woods, Jim and Kelly face something horrendous that neither of them is prepared for. Bobcat Goldthwait's Willow Creek is a special film combining found footage horror with a creepy animal in the woods genre. Both aspects provide viewers with edge-of-the-seat thrills, combining elements including creative sound design, cinematography, and a slow burn plot that progresses independently. Goldthwait also shows innovative perspectives with his ingenious camera techniques and incorporates other themes into the movie's narrative, such as gender politics and subtle commentary, the fallibility of human curiosity. The film represents a frightening 90 minutes of horror, unleashed on audiences in the most unconventional manner. Unlike most movies, where graphic imagery and sudden jump scares play a major role in scaring the audience, Goldthwait's films uses eerie background sounds to generate fear. This provides viewers with a more authentic experience since they get a chance to witness the harsh realities of nature. Finally, the found footage aspect allows the actors to showcase convincingly natural performances and build great chemistry with one another. Exits 2014. Brian and Matt invite their friends for a camping trip to a cabin in East Texas belonging to their Uncle Bob. However, due to a series of mishaps, the group discovers that they can no longer stay in the cabin. The group decides to spend the night in the car, and the following day they wake up to find blood on the car along with a tuft of hair. Later on, Brian notices a large, dark creature walking on two legs. Although the others ignore this without thinking too much of it, he is determined to unleash the truth and sets up GoPro cameras around the cabin so that he can document the truth. Eduardo Sanchez, who also directed The Blair Witch Project, unleashes another big screen treat for audiences with this Bigfoot found footage horror film. Although the movie is very slow burning, it builds immense levels of suspense at every turn. Much like Sanchez's previous film, Exists also experiments with the deepest elements of psychological horror, and a few cliches included make it all the more entertaining to behold. Besides these, the movie contains clever handheld camera work, a dark vibe, and talented actors with excellent chemistry. Sanchez also incorporated remarkable creature effects to match the rural cabin-in-the-woods atmosphere. Some critics say that still camera angles would have been a better fit for the movie, but the shooting style doesn't hamper the entertainment value. With some throwback references to the Blair Witch Project, Sanchez has yet again given viewers one hell of a movie, with a twist on the Bigfoot legend that everyone loves. Harry and the Hendersons, 1987. As the Henderson family return from a hunting trip, their car suddenly hits what they believe to be an animal on the road. Although they first think it might be a man, they take a closer look at the body and discover they have actually hit Bigfoot. Thinking that they have killed the creature, they decide to take it home, but things take a turn when they realise it is very much alive. However, they soon learn that Harry the monster is a friendly giant and nothing like Bigfoot legends describe him to be. Now the Henderson family makes every effort to hide Harry from the authorities and from a man who is desperately hunting the creature. Harry and the Hendersons, directed by William Deere, presents viewers with a completely different and original take on Sasquatch's legend, delivering a fresh concept in a highly entertaining manner. Much like Spielberg's E.T., the film initially brings forth a creature that could potentially be quite dangerous, but later turns into one of the most lovable members of the Henderson family. Viewers witness some outstanding performances from cast members like John Lithgow, who portrays a typical 1950s middle-class family man. Moreover, William Deere has scattered a handful of moral themes throughout the movie, providing a movie experience even on repeat viewings. The dialogue is deep and playful, but light-hearted in the end. Richard Baker, who designed the creature's costumes, outdoes himself with Harry's remarkable facial construction, allowing him to display facial expressions that betray the creature's warmth and vulnerability. This in turn generates empathy, meaning that the audience sees Harry as a character, a member of the family, rather than a monster. The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot, 2018. Calvin Barr was one of the United States government's best assassins. However, he is now just a bitter old man. He was assigned to killing Hitler during the Second World War, which almost changed the course of the entire war. His life takes a turn when he is asked to come out of retirement and complete one final mission. He is tasked with finding and killing a Bigfoot that is infected with a lethal disease that will have life-threatening consequences if it spreads to others. The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot serves as Robert D. Krzyzewski's debut. It features a great cast, with Sam Elliott and Aidan Turner, alternating as Calvin Barr in the present-day scenes and those seen in flashback. Viewers can see that Krzyzewski wants to rise above the movie's campy storyline and promise, and the film contains unique visual stylizations that are very evidently inspired by the 1970s. The film presents itself as the unexpected combination of history and horror that the audience will never see coming. With a bizarre title like this one, they probably would just expect an entertaining film with a handful of laughs. Although the movie admittedly has these, it is also filled with adventure, thrills, and the occasional melancholic vibe. Krzyzewski also utilizes ambient music and creative camera techniques that make the movie even more exciting, more thrilling even than the title suggests, with Hitler and Bigfoot in the same universe. Big Legend, 2018. Tyler proposes to Natalie during a romantic camping trip. The following day, when he leaves to investigate a sudden noise in the woods, Natalie is abducted and can't be found for over a year. When Tyler finally reviews the photos and other evidence from the day of her disappearance, he comes across a peculiar shape in the background, leading him to venture out to the same forest where Natalie was taken to find answers about her disappearance. Justin Lee's Big Legend is a horror tale that unravels at a graceful pace, exploring themes of survivors' guilt and grief. The film sees Tyler sent back into the very place that caused him to be admitted into a psychiatric institution. Moreover, there is a survivalist tone to the entire film, perpetuated by the grim setting and atmosphere, which makes it come across as quite negative. Lee, a newcomer to the industry, successfully provides rushes, a handful of thrilling fight sequences, and perfectly coordinated jump scares. Big Legend, despite being a low-budget flick, shines in ways that other films don't. DeMONWARP, 1988. When Bill Crafton and his daughter go camping at a cabin in the woods, she is suddenly taken away by a creature that resembles Bigfoot. Later on, some teenage campers also encounter the creature, and many of them are killed or kidnapped. Soon, it is revealed that one of the teenagers had come for the trip in search of his uncle, who is, in fact, Bigfoot. Several years before, a Catholic priest manipulated him into performing his own evil deeds. Emmett Alston's DeMONWARP contains all the cliches of a standard 80s horror flick, such as gratuitous nudity, teenagers being killed by the main antagonist, and, of course, scenes filled from top to bottom with schlock. The practical effects and rubbery costumes evoke plenty of nostalgia, and who wouldn't love a movie with Bigfoot, aliens, and zombies? The film has a slight juvenile undertone, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Viewers will derive intense pleasure while watching due to incredible use of imagination, practicality, and even a hint of cynicism. George Kennedy brings charm as the father, amidst a sea of likable characters getting killed off, but that's all part of the 80s fun.
If you guys enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe, and press that bell icon that will help you get notifications. We upload an awesome video every day. Have an amazing day ahead and stay safe.